Good morning, welcome to Morning Review on Monday the 16th of November. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first and looking from the daily perspective on the left hand side here. And well, it is pretty contained in this area. We'd run into the 8 moving average, daily 8, pulled off of that, moving back towards these lows here, and since seen a sort of a bit of a gap down there. There was a slight gap in amongst all that lot by the looks of things in terms of the close on Friday and the open, but it's pretty well hidden actually because of it being a Sunday and carried in into Friday's trading. Anyway, so looking at where we are at the moment, and well, the 4 hourly to the right hand side here looks pretty choppy, doesn't it? So really sums things up. When we come down to the hourly, it doesn't look quite so bad, but what we're seeing here is a series of lower highs and lower lows. But there's a possibility, a reasonable possibility, if we can break this little trend line here, we could go up. There's the weekly and daily pivots above us. So possibility if we break this upper trend line that I've drawn on here. Now this trend line is a bit dynamic at the moment because of course the hour hasn't finished, and if this was to get a sudden rally, I'd have to review that in terms of its positioning. But certainly we've got the 50. There's quite a few different factors up there which may just want to see price get up that way. However, a break at a lower trend line, well, the R1's already been hit here. Where would we go? Possibly back down towards the lows, maybe the 107 area first, and then double bottom territory where we've got this previous area of sort of demand down here. So there's the possibilities that this morning. It's a minute gap you can see on the alley that's still not just quite filled here. This is what I was referring to, but it looks like it's going to be broken, and filled even. So if that happens before this bar will have to be adjusted accordingly. Okay. So I should just check on, just tell you what news is out today. Flash manufacturing and services figures back for France and Germany at 8 and 8:30. So a bit of volatility expected potentially there. Okay, looking at the pound dollar. Again, well, it's put in the sort of doji candle on Friday. Certainly, there's uncertainty. You look at the 4 hourly, and the price price suggests uncertainty in terms of direction at that time period. So it all falls in line with the doji effectively. Looking at the 60-minute time frame, and you can see it's much more choppy here. So it is a bit of a case of either or. The original part of this trend was from the downside to the upside, so it may just want to get a continuation, break through the daily pivot and continue up towards, well, I would suggest we looked at the 52.48 area, then maybe the tops and the R1 there. It's quite a push up there. Any break to the downside would have a good probability of coming back down for Friday's lows there, lows of the bodies into that R1 at 151.92. Okay, so that's the pound. News-wise on the pound, there's nothing at all coming out today. Dollar yen. Dollar yen in Japan, there's a bank holiday today, but that doesn't obviously mean to say the currencies won't be traded. And as you can see, it's a bit of a weird old one. It did have quite a big gap down. You can see from this green candle that's lower than the prior lows there, so it's certainly gapped down there, and is moving now back into towards the upper bands there, but still this sort of well, really it is a flag on the dailies still, so it's still a flag on the dailies, but it's probably got a bit extended, or getting a bit extended effectively, and in reality what it is a series of lower highs here, which really downward pattern obviously at the moment, and continuation of downward trend in this time frame, especially when we look at the 4 hourlies here. Within that trend, it's a range. There's the daily pivot above us, good chance of getting up towards that from where we are here. Obviously, high probability of that being hit. It's already hit the S1. And so it takes away the edge for the upside, possibly beyond the daily pivot here. It's sitting right bang into the 21 at the moment. So, well, looking at how it runs this morning, maybe if it can't break through that daily pivot, we may get a continuation to the downside, or just a run through with a foul to break through these highs here again. So I'll just be watching. If it does manage to break through the 50, then maybe there could be a long position on towards that R1. The Aussie dollar a bit more consolidated, which I'll come on to in a moment. But again, daily wise, it's quite clear here in terms of daily with the lower highs, lower lows. Really, I'd rather be trading with the direction of that market to the downside. However, a couple of things to watch for. First, I think the 4 hourly looks at it because the 4 hours is only in this part of the chart. It does look marginally more bullish. And when you come down to the hourlies, well, it does actually look choppy. So that's confirmed in terms of this more recent chop. We've got sort of a highs and lows, and it's a mess. So the daily for me really prevails, but with the caveat that we've got an untouched pivot, which has a high probability above us. So if you can break through these levels, mate, and we've got this 50 still pointing south, which again is bearish in terms of its analysis. But if we can hit the 50, well, I think I'll just let this one run effectively. It's not one for me today at all. Looking at it, it's got about 9 pips that pivot. It's very, very small amount of movement potentially there. And then reassess if it hits the pivot. And if it can get any sort of wiggle on, well, maybe it's in the chop zone. But at the moment, as I say, for me, really, it was this picture here with the lower high here, lower low. It really looks like it could roll over. So that's it for me. There's nothing else here. And news-wise, there's little else what we've got after 9 o'clock. Flash manufacturing, OPEC meetings this afternoon. So we could get a bit of volatility within Canadian dollar. Flash manufacturing, or more so in the Canadian dollar, I should say. Flash manufacturing figures in the US at 245, which is a very small mover. So, and existing home sales later on at 3 o'clock, but again, very small mover generally. So there we go. Okay, Euro's having a little shove before my candle. So really, as I say, this is a dynamic trend line at the moment because it shouldn't really be there because the bar's not finished. So that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.